Hey, Somber here with part 7 of my AI War 2 series. Let's get on with it. So where we had left off, we had cleared the area around Madeley, which is the first of the two Overlords. So this is vulnerable now, and once we destroy the Overlord command station, the planet we can then build a base at. But it will turn into an Overlord Phase 2, which is invulnerable but won't attack you and won't be active while it's on the homeworld or one of the Bastion worlds. But what it'll do is beeline straight for your core systems, your homeworld. When you destroy it, it will trigger a cross-planetary attack, which has a 2-minute countdown, I believe. And it will also, as it's flying along, it will continuously spawn exo strikes. So it will continuously spawn waves, basically, that travel from where it is towards your vulnerable system. So for me, Bala, Ballybogie, those are the main two, because it will go after the Lost Energy Reactor and primarily my homeworld. The cross-planetary attack can, of course, attack everywhere else, and it may also spawn some exo units like these over here that are already flying around. The Phoenix, the Hunter Seeker, and this Phoenix here. I would really love to go and hunt those down and destroy them, but they are quite dangerous. So, since we know roughly where this is going to travel, the AI does have a few tricks that mean that it could end up in different places. They can bore new homeworld wormhole tunnels to try to get to other places, but basically it's going to travel from Madeley to Southwold, from Southwold to Minster most likely, and then from Minster, I believe, either it will go Harwich, Dunloy, Dunwich, Ballybogie, or it will go Minster, Bala, Dunloy, Dunwich, Hellevogie, etc. But basically it'll just be coming down this way. So what I would like to do is set up an ambush for it. I would like to ambush it on a system that I completely control. So what I was thinking is, there's a couple of choices. I can see what happens and just react and try to catch it, do some damage to it and then catch it on one of my worlds. You really do want to be fighting in one of your systems because you get all the advantages of controlling the system and you get all those tons of turrets that you can get from controlling the system. You can also build a military command station. Military command stations give a significant bonus. I'll just show you that to the damage of all of your things on the planet. So if we hover the military command station, you can see that, where is it, the bonus that it gives? It has paralyzers and gives a planetary speed booster. And that's interesting. I thought they gave a damage bonus, but I'm not seeing it. Grants damage bonus to allies on the planet at a higher mark and has the most turrets. So possibly I don't have this. Yeah, at Mark 1 it doesn't give a damage bonus, so I would need to have a higher Mark 1, which we could potentially do at Bala, or we could individually level one up. We do have some science, but I would like to spend it not entirely on defensive structures. I would like to make my fleet a bit stronger. So I think I'm going to start out by spending some of my science. I am going to spend to have some of these small upgrades, which will nonetheless be quite useful to us. I'd like my ambush turrets to be stronger, because if I know where the Overlord is going, I can build a ton of ambush turrets that will then shoot it up. And this will also make my veteran snipers a little stronger if I do ambush, so I could do that. I could take artillery upgrades. Now, it upgrades the Holocene missile turret, but that is only used on my battle station, so I've got a kind of a limited number of those. But it would upgrade my area bombards and concussion corvettes, which would be nice. I could take core, that would increase my tritium sniper frigates and dark mirrors. And there's a few other things I could take. I think that I would like to upgrade possibly one hull upgrade, so light, medium, or heavy, and then take a tech. So the one that gives me the most raw strength is medium. That affects the most of my things: fusion bombers, vampire claws, parasites. If I take heavy, that's very much focusing on the metabolizing gang source. You also get assault frigate and electric bomber upgrades. And you can see that the heavy hulls probably has the most synergy with things that I could go and capture, like the pulse tank, the blade spotter frigate, etc. But I don't know that I'm going to be capturing much. I just kind of want to kill both the AIs and finish the game off. And light has synergy with the largest number of my ships in like variety, but they're all kind of low level. But upgrading low level things to level 1 is actually, from level 1 to level 2 is actually quite strong. So yeah, a few choices there. I think that I would like, for the spread of tech levels, which is generally a good idea, I think I'm going to take the light hull upgrade. So we'll be taking that. That's 4,000. So now you can see that these techs, the amount of strength they give me has changed slightly because they would be upgrading things from to a higher mark, like the Tritium Sniper Frigate from 2 to 3. I'm going to unpause the game now so we can just work out what we're doing and pick off a few of these enemies. Now, before I take out the homeworld, I really would like to go and get some of these Exo War units that are hanging around here, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage to do that. We have to remember that when we're dealing with the AI, if I move through Southwold, it's going to set off this Brutal Guardian layer, so I have to be careful about that. But I want something here that can hit this Overlord, but maybe I want to move everything else back into more of a defensive position. And we could now, because I know the AI is likely to come this way, and potentially we could defend it, we could now take the major data center. We could risk that. If we lose it, I basically am going to lose the game, which would be pretty bad, but we could give it a go. We would want to tech up that, save this money to the science to tech up that station if we do that at Minster. But it is attractive because of the AI progress that it could absorb. But then we'd need to concentrate quite a lot on defending that area. To be very careful. Okay, I'm going to tell 5 to go back to... We're going to go to Wareham, basically. We're going to go the long way around so that I don't end up tripping anything here. I will, in fact, move everyone back here for now. Roger. Into Harris, just because there's a few ships in there we can go and pick off. So we'll just sweep through and pick those off. And I'm going to have all of these go to Wareham. We're going to keep Fleet 1 around at Wareham, and I'm going to move everyone else back round through Monmouth and maybe go to Minster. Fleet 1's going to stay here because then it's in striking distance of Madeley. But I want to bring everything else back to defend my core world and possibly to reposition to hunt down these pesky Exo War units. There's quite a lot of enemy threat as well that I would like to take out. So there's a big bunch of them at Dorsey. We could try and ambush them there. Let's move 4 and 7 over there. 4 and 7 together are actually quite strong now, around 94 strength in total. So before they really weren't up to much, but
I had the same thoughts.
Now, so I've told them to go to Dorsey and unload. Quite a few enemy snipers, but we've got a lot of snipers of our own. And we've got the attrition turtle, of course. So our snipers open up and the rest of our forces are coming out. And you can see the attrition now is because we upgraded him, he's at level 4. You can see the attrition now is just ticking away at everything rather nicely. Low level stuff just gets obliterated by that. So yeah, this is good to take out a bit of enemy threat. And while I wait for them to do their work... Oh, hello! Excellent. We have lured in... I'll pause it. Here is a Hunter-Seeker, a very sleek, nasty-looking ship. And yeah, very, very nice against single targets. Are we strong enough to take it out? I'm not sure. I'm certainly going to tell my forces to target it. How much shields does it have? 3.8 million. Perhaps we're not up to targeting it. And they've just spawned another Phoenix. Well, we are still picking some enemies off. Might have bitten off a bit more than we can chew in Dorsey. Meanwhile, they are boring a tunnel between Stone and Helston. Where are you? They're boring a tunnel there to connect up their systems. That's interesting. Well, it doesn't really matter to us that much, but we'll have to remember that that's the case. So, not done any damage to the Hunter-Seeker, but we've been picking off a few of these lesser targets, you know. Anything we can do to reduce the amount of threat that they've got flying around is very important. Big fleet at Linvady, but Linvady's very tough, so I'm not worried about that. This is not too much of a drain on my economy, but you know, this isn't going to win me the game or anything here. This is just to keep the AI busy. Now, I'm going to take probably. I'm certainly going to take my battle station home to Bala, and I'm going to take Mr. Lasers. Why doesn't he want to go? Well, we'll send him to Monmouth. He's trying to path a different direction. Oh, good lord. We are taking quite a lot of casualties now. Right, we're going to go for it. I'm going to send 4 and 6 against him. So the Tortoise is going to be hitting him. We're going to hit him with everything and see how much damage we can do quickly. I don't think we're particularly strong against this type of ship, but if we swarm it with both of these fleets, we might be able to kill it off, and it would be good to get one of these out of here. We do have a lot coming back. The attrition continues. Fleet 4 has been worn down significantly. His shield's starting to go down. The Tortoise has arrived in artillery range now, so he's hitting him with that big gun. And we don't really have anything else that we're particularly trying to do at the moment, so this may be a reasonable kind of sub-objective. How are we looking? 4 and 6. Lots of strike craft casualties here. Okay, his shield is now down. So I guess he's retreating to avoid taking too much hull damage. How tedious. How's our Tortoise doing? His shield's a bit low, but he's otherwise fine. Bring him round to a safer point. You can see just how tough these super units are, these exo war units. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull back into Drumbo, because this is costing our economy a bit. I'm hoping that we can lure them in. I mean, we'll see, but if we lure them in we get a significant advantage. We get our home defences helping us. And this gives us a chance to build our fleets back up a bit. Oh, the other Exo War units have turned up. The Phoenixes. I'm going to pause this. So ideally we would have a big strong fleet here so we can go and attack Dorsey. But because of these Brutal Guardian layers, I'd normally try to cut off their retreat and attack them from the other direction, you know, and kind of flank them and destroy several of these. But it's really hard to do. Because of these layers in the way. Well, I'm going to move one back into Traharis, back him up. And Fleet 5 to come back to Bala at least. And then I think maybe I am going to take Minster. As much as that is a big risk, I can build up here. It will cost me 20 AIP to do this, but then I'll get a reduction of 60, so a net reduction of 40 AIP, which is pretty useful, and might be enough to keep me out of going to Mark 3 when I go and take the Overlord out, which would be nice. Big wave going for Drumbo. I'm going to launch, now that these guys are built back up again, I'm going to launch another raid on Dorsey. So this has not got, yeah, the Warden fleet's here. This has not got much hope of defeating this big stack of enemies. I just want to kind of poke my head in and destroy some of them. Yeah, I really don't have much chance of going up to that to see. These melee units, which are very strong, I need them back here, kind of. You can see our parasites are doing a good job turning these into anti-AI zombies. Turning them into anti-AI zombies is, of course, very nice for taking up the enemy's fire and adding a bit of firepower. Just winning in big attrition fights. So they're doing their thing in Dorsey. The attrition's still going on there. And while they're doing that,
yes, sir.
we're gonna stack up on Colville
Moving out. Right away,
and
sir.
consider attacking Madeley. Oh, the wave has just hit Drumbo. So, given that I've just had my base behind me being directly attacked, I'm just going to sweep all these guys back. Still some stuff left behind on Dorsey. And now we've got a CPA on a 10-minute timer. Not super keen on that coinciding with the... I don't want these torpedoes going after the Hunter Seeker, actually. I'd rather have them blow up some of these. Because these Tesla torpedoes are really good against groups of enemies. Because they do big air effect explosions. So you can see those popping off and blowing up a bunch of enemies. We're fine in Drumbo. We've taken over in Colville.
In my pleasure.
Stack up in Madeley. Going to send Mr. Lasers off to Ashburton to hunt some enemy fleets.
Major enemy incursion into our territory.
Well, in fact, I'm going to go for Minster now. Let's do it. We've got 5 and 3. That'll be enough to go and secure this. Bunch of annoying enemies retreat there, that's fine. I'm going to tell them to go and knock over that command station. So, this is a big risk, but big risks, big rewards, you know. Looks like we've kept Drumbo safe. Drumbo probably needs some more death grip turrets. Have I not set up any tachyon? No, I've set up no tractor beams whatsoever on this planet. This is pretty foolish. So let me put up A line of death grips. This has gone a bit laggy, so I'm just going to find out why that is. I'll pause for a moment. I think I just needed to pause it for a moment to let it catch up. So we're deleting this command station.
Well done. You have destroyed 1 second's worth of production.
And I'm going to build a military command station to protect this.
We'll do our best.
And because this is such an important system, and it's going to be completely surrounded by horrible enemies, I'm going to build all my defences here. It really is horribly difficult
We're starting now.
system to defend, as we've established.
Right.
Do you want to go into Maidley?
Detected. IFF signals are friendly.
That's just going to make them flee to stone. How annoying.
Roger.
What's in stone? Can we just go and raid it? An ion cannon. So our guys are on the edge of hitting the Overlord, and we just have attracted a ton of spawning Phoenix. Let's hit the Overlord. Let's do it. We'll blow him up, and then we'll start getting everything done. So that's going to provoke quite a response from the AI. Once you blow him up, and they'll start spawning exowaves. But we have our main fleet here, fleet number 1. So they'll keep the exowaves under control, and we've also got Paw Patrol turn up in big numbers to help us. Alright, let's pause this. So, we've got a new CPA on 2-minute timer, which is because I took out an AI. We get a big chunk of AIP, but we've already reduced that by a lot. Are we at our floor? No, we're 3 points above our floor, finally. And a wormhole projector is going to make a wormhole link between Monmouth and Dunwich, which means that the Overlord is almost certainly going to go Southwold, Monmouth, Barla, Dunloy, Dunwich. So he's going to avoid Minster, which is actually kind of good for us. Or rather, he's going to go from Monmouth to Dunwich. So we want to extremely reinforce Dunwich. That's going to be absolutely crucial to our defences. So let's reinforce it. In fact, we're going to convert Dunwich to a military command station.
Energy low. Force fields vulnerable to disruption.
Which of course is going to put a strain on our energy economy. But we can beef up our energy economy by building... Let's go with Barla. I'm going to build some more matter converters.
We'll find a way.
So it's going to reduce our metal income, but that's fine by me. And we're going to tell Dunwich to build a whole... I'm going to keep the game paused for this and build a whole bevy of weapons. So I want the anything coming through... Oh, because we haven't built the converters yet. Let me let those be built, and then our energy will jump up. There we go. Then we're going to build a whole load of ambush turrets, and as soon as anything comes in through that wormhole, it's going to be immediately shot by all those ambush turrets, which is good. Throw up another force field.
We're on it.
And build up
I'll see to it myself.
fusion turrets for sure. Imploder turrets. Yep, absolutely imploder turrets. Pikes, definitely want pikes.
Expecting everything to go dark any minute now.
So again, we're putting a lot of pressure on our energy here. I think we can do an upgrade. I mean, I want to protect Minster, so it's probably really important to upgrade Minster. So I think I'm going to do that straight away, just to avoid everything going dark in Minster. That would be absolutely terrible. So let's go and find Minster Command Station. Spend sites upgrades. So this whole system of Minster's now been upgraded, and that's going to include the asteroid power plants. So we'll let that happen for a moment, and we'll check in on Madeley. I am going to load up 4 and 6, and I'm going to have them ready to deal with whichever threats appear. So once they're loaded up, I'll send them to Eglinton. Back on Madeley, you can see here is the Overlord Phase 2. That's the thing, and it's phased out at the moment. I can't interact with it, but it will keep spawning ships.
Incoming resistance transmission. Sorry.
It'll periodically spawn exo strikes, and we'll have to deal with those. Limvidi's about to have a big fight. And we're extracting science in Minster, that's good. So Minster also needs to be extremely defended. Now Minster is obviously extremely difficult to defend, but what I'm going to do is just basically surround the station with turrets.
They're giving up. Human resistance cell
And I'm going to
retreating.
go heavily
Expecting everything to go dark
into the
any minute
mobile
now.
turrets. Let's pause this again. So we're putting a great strain on our economy, and I'm trying to put a lot of energy into Minster and Bala, so I'm going to have to redistribute my economy a bit here. I think in Eglinton, we're going to get rid of things that are not very efficient uses of our energy. We're going to get rid of some of these mines, and we're going to get rid of... Well, these turrets are all pretty great. What about in Blaney? Do we have any level 2 turrets that we can get rid of? Let's get rid of the gravity generators and some tachyon fields. Perhaps we'll also get rid of these mobile station defenders. Similar issue in Drumbo. Do we have anything that we want to get rid of? Alright, let's unpause. So 4 and 6, going to move them to Eglinton so they can respond quickly to anything. And we've got enemies on Dunwich. Of course, we're still fighting on Madeley, but nothing's spawning at the moment. And he's about to move to Southwold. I'm not going to follow him to Southwold. I'm going to load up number 1. And they're going to go to Wareham immediately. Pause this for a second because Monmouth has got a significant build-up. Oh, this is your wormhole projector. So if we don't get rid of this wormhole projector, then they'll be able to go straight to Dunwich. But maybe I want that to happen because I can lure the AI into a fight in Dunwich, which would potentially be good for me. So I think I'm going to leave Monmouth up, but I do want to be in a position that I can attack it. So fleet number 1 is going to go over there. 2... Go and back him up at Wareham. Come on, load up. Are you all loaded up? Yes. And a big cross-planetary attack has been released, so we've got a huge amount of threat now. This might be too much stuff all at once, we might lose here. That'd be embarrassing, but could live with it.
A human resistance cell has engaged the AI.
That's strange. How did they destroy Dunwich?
I guess they're working together.
I
Allied resistance
don't know what happened there. That's very strange. I guess maybe cloaked units, and I forgot to put any tachyons in. If so, that's silly on my part. Alright, let's send everyone back there.
Resistance transmission. Sorry. An exogalactic strike force is heading toward our
Just about everywhere else is about to be in a big fight, so I'm going to fly...
Plotting course now.
No, no, no. You go to Wareham and then go to Dunwich.
Allied resistance ships joining the fight.
Time for a regularly scheduled structural integrity test.
So a quick move of 4 and 6. Over to Limverdy. So the Overlord has reached Southwold, and you can see he's moving towards Monmouth. Yeah, exactly as we planned. And as soon as he arrives at Monmouth, he's going to be vulnerable to our attacks.
Incoming resistance transmission. Sorry. Substantial enemy presence in our territory.
So I'm sending absolutely everyone to Dunwich. This is where we'll make our stand. Crucially, I absolutely need somebody to put this station up.
Resistance cell strike successful. They are
Pretty unfortunate time for it to go down.
Allied resistance ships joining the fight. Energy reserves critical. Exogalactic strike force targeting home planet.
So again, really, really dodgy looking energy reserves. So I think I want to make some more mass converters. Even my economy is not in great shape. I mean or I need to free up more energy by deleting some things. Let's delete some more of these station keepers. We're still extracting tech. Yep. If we can get to tech level, if we can get tech points to, I think it's 1,500. We can get an orbital mining. Oh, it's 3,000. We can get an orbital mining upgrade if we get to 3,000. We're not going to get there with this particular group. We could go and put a station on Madeley. I probably should have done that before I left, to be honest. Nothing else, it's a good provocation for the AI. So we've got cross-planetary attack units turning up now. And here's the Overlord. He's heading towards Dunwich. We are going to be ready for him more or less when he gets there. Do we have some more things we can throw up?
Yes, sir.
Yep, we've got some death grips we can put up. And then some subverter turrets.
I'll find a way, sir.
And I'm going to upload 4. And 6 is on its way here. This is... We really want to make sure that there's no enemies here, you know, having beaten up our defences before the Overlord gets here. When the Overlord gets here, I want to hit him with everything. So I want to make sure this has got overwhelming force here at the system.
They're giving up. Human resistance cell retreating.
Adjusting position now.
So I'm moving my
These tin cans lined up.
various forces back. Okay, here's the Overlord. You can see him firing away. He does lots of zombification damage, so if you lose small ships to him, it builds up like a zombie fleet. Which can be pretty nasty to deal with. Let's see how we do with the forces we have here. It's annoying that he's come in with a force field guardian immediately, but we'll have that force field down quick, and then we'll start hammering on the Overlord. Another cross-planetary attack loosed. Right, here's the Overlord. His shields are starting to take hammering from all my turrets and things. This is a pretty good planet to ambush him on. We're hitting lots and lots of stuff. He's got a lot of hull strength, and he has just absolutely hammered my Mr. Lasers there, so I'm going to pull back.
Force fields vulnerable to disruption.
But everything we've got is hitting him. Tons of turrets. I realised I built all my ambush turrets there in the wrong place. That's very silly. So, because they're not involved in this fight, I'm going to delete them. Here he comes. I'm going to pause and just make sure that absolutely everyone that's on this planet has got direct orders to shoot the Overlord.
Won't survive.
Shields are all gone, the hull is getting hammered. Is it enough? We've certainly got trouble in Blaney, meanwhile. Yeah, I think having those ambush turrets in the wrong place was a big mistake. Now, a thing that the Overlord can do is he can actually walk through force fields. So he's going to walk straight through our force field. He can't shoot the things on free, but he can just ignore them in terms of travelling. So that's our capital, Ballybogie, our homeworld. I am going to tell everything I have to hop it back to our homeworld as quick as they can. I'm not really worried because our homeworld has excellent defences itself, but our economy is tanked. So here's the Overlord. Crashes onto our homeworld, followed by our many fleets, and the beating continues as we try and knock down that hull. He starts off with a huge amount of hull. He's still got 26 million left. What's happening in Blaney? Okay, we're holding on for now. I think we want to focus on what's happening here. All of our station defenders are firing at him now as well, which is nice. Haven't got as many turrets in him. Oh, and he's just spawned a big wave. So our turrets will take a lot of that out before it can do much. But this is still a risk. Yeah, the turrets did a great job knocking those out. It looks like the Overlord's hanging in there, and because of our very weakened economy, we're not really rebuilding the ships he's destroying. But he has now run into all these very nasty pike turrets. So my absolutely strongest turrets in the game are hitting him right now, all my capital pike turrets. Oh, this is tense. This is tense. All my ships have come back to hit him. I think we'll kill him before he can do anything serious here. He's gone. So, 37 AIP gained. AIP wise, we are still below the mark level increase, which is very important. Right, so what happens now? Well, one of the things that happens now is that this AI we've just killed, the red AI, has gone rogue, which means that it's now doesn't recognise that the pink AI is its ally. So there's going to be all kinds of chaos going off as those two fight each other, and the pink is going to try to take over the red one's territory to get it back under control. We can see that the red have sent their some exo fleets over to cause trouble on Drumbo. Not a system I'm super worried about. Blaney, we've basically lost. They're just going to tear through that. Minster is still somewhat well protected, but you know that's our most important one to keep alive apart from a homeworld. And plenty of enemies in Bala. Yeah, Bala could be in trouble because of these dire guardians causing it trouble. I think we want to send some forces to Bala. And then we want to redirect some forces down here. We've lost Blaney, but we can protect Eglinton and Drumbo. So that is what I will now focus on doing. Economy in tatters. So a great deal of my strength is going to be concentrated into just whatever's alive. So 6 is the Tortoid is in good shape. 1 and 4 I think are very depleted, yes, and the Spire ship is very depleted. So I'm going to load up what I've got in 6. And they are going to go to Bala and try and protect that. You can see there's an engine going off. This is a raid engine. It launches constant waves, but that is actually being launched by one AI at the other, so it's nothing to do with me. Something I want to avoid running into. So Blaney's going to get taken out for sure here. We'll just have to live with that. Drumbo, I think Drumbo's also doomed. I mean, it'll keep fighting. But look at how much strength is just floating around ready to fight us. Horrible. And our economy is in a terrible situation. However, by killing the Enemy Overlord. We gained. Oh, it doesn't tell us the science gains, but anyway, by killing the enemy Overlord, we basically gained 10,000 science or tech points. So the first thing I'm going to do is upgrade my economy. I definitely want to have an orbital mining upgrade. So that upgrades all of my asteroids, which gives me more metal, so my economy is less in debt, and it gives me more energy, which is great. And I think we may also want to immediately do another upgrade on some tech. I'm not sure. Could potentially help us. The direct threat to Dunwich is now over, so I'm going to switch Dunwich from being a military command station back to a logistic, which will help our economy a little. I think now that 6 is here, this is safe. Yes, it is. But I'm going to keep 6 around to defend Bala and Minster because they're both important. And I am going to... Well, Mr. Lasers is going to be woken up at some point, but he's not in great shape at the moment. I guess we're just going to stay here and try and repair our fleets. At the moment, they're just, like, very badly wounded. He's actually taking a huge amount of my economy to try and fix him right now, which is good because he's, you know, pretty good against these waves of enemies I'm going to be fighting. This is the AI fighting itself. How near to being fixed is he? Not that near. Perhaps because my economy here is suffering so much, I may wish to put another... Just dump some more points into orbital mining. Another 3,000. I think I'm going to do it. So this is going to take us from 13 back down to 10.
There's going to be a lot of scrap left for me to clean up.
Where are we in trouble? Still fighting going in Bala, that's okay. A lot of exo fleets are going to start turning up now because of all these command stations we've been losing. Here's one now, actually. But our turrets are going to kill a great deal of these. So it's not too much of a worry to me. Our turrets can handle it.
Substantial enemy presence in our territory.
Drumbo's a worry to me. Is the spire ship strong enough to start moving yet? Yes, it is. So I'm going to send the spire ship off to Eglinton. We've lost Drumbo, we'll probably lose Pickering. We need to retake Blaney at some point. If we look on Blaney, we can see that their forces are just destroying us here, but I think the other AI might react to that. They might fight over that planet. I'm not totally sure. Dunwich has got some problems headed its way. I'm going to move what's left of my fleets from the homeworld to help out in Dunwich. So this is a fairly significant threat we're looking at. Well, it's working out okay so far. Pretty happy with how this is going. It's really just a case of waiting out the economy and being really careful. I probably want to get rid of this wormhole projector at some point, so that we don't have this direct link to Dunwich. It's a bit dangerous. I wish the other AI would come in here and help us. Okay, we're losing some things on Dunwich. When it's laggy, I'm just going to pause and let it catch up a bit. Okay, it looks like because of a mistake I made with pausing and unpausing the recording, I have lost a chunk of my recording there. I think that's gone for good. But I didn't do anything particularly important during that time. I spent some tech I went and took Madeley, which I'd already taken, but went and put a base there. Killed a couple of enemy Exo War units, and we're seeing that the pinks are now taking over. They're killing all of the blues, the reds rather. I'm the blues. God, I don't hope they kill all the blues. And so, yeah, we're just building up, ready for our attack on the second brain. So I'm going to get to a position where I can attack that, and then that'll be the end of the video. I think I may have also lost my recording of a Spire hack that we did, which was over in Monmouth. So we had lots and lots of science. We've still got lots of science. And I have spent that on upgrading my fleet in a variety of ways, but I haven't really got anything that new. I've just been upgrading things. So, maybe start out with 5, 6, and 1. This is the main fleet.
The course has already been plotted.
This is my main boys.
Yeah, I follow.
I'm going to send them into Fleetwood and just destroy everything that's in there. And then I think I'll go to Mount Hill because there's a lot of threat right now headed towards Pickering. So we'll just devastate wherever we can here, and then straight into Mount Hill. And perhaps we'll... so there's a cross-planetary attack that's gone off. That's why a lot of this threat is appearing now. But I don't mind fighting it in enemy systems. Our economy is absolutely fine. It's in great shape. So we can just engage the enemy anywhere we want now. And we've got, good strong forces. Fleet 1 strength is up to about 170. Mr. Lasers is obviously strong. He's not 134 strong, but he's around 51 strong. Turtle Fleet 53. Looks like they've got through to Pickering, so I'm keeping Fleet 4 back to defend. Primarily just make sure Minster's okay. No matter what, I cannot lose Minster. It is absolutely imperative that I never lose Minster. And so I'm just going to surround the command station with guns. It's threatened from all directions, so I can't really deploy them in like an intelligent way. I could blow up some of the warp gates to avoid certain waves, but I never know where the enemy's going to come from, really. But, I'll put some ambush turrets up as well. Throw some tachyons up. But yeah, it's so important that I win there and that I don't ever lose it. So I'm going to put everything I can into defending that. Pickering has turned out to be threatened by too much stuff, and is going to lose a command station there, which is going to generate another exo fleet, which is always bad, but it did draw a lot of enemy attention that has now been destroyed. Dunloy, this is an attack. The AI attacking itself, I think, because of the Civil War. Oh, another thing I did was I went and hacked the Paw Patrol Research Centre a bunch of times to give myself some more ships. We need to get up to Reading, so we're going to go retake Portland, basically. Rebuild Pickering? Yeah, Pickering will be rebuilt just fine. And we'll stack up on Mount Hill.
Ships detected. IFF signals.
No serious threats. AIP's nice and low. We're in a great position to attack the second homeworld. Clear out the Dire Guardians. That's going to put the AIP up a lot. But then we'll have a chance to kill the Overlord. Unlike with Madeley, I'm not quite sure where the Overlord's going to go. I kind of was able to predict there, but here, I guess he's going to get loose and Maybe the quickest way for him to come down and fight us would be through Reading to Portland. You know, he may come this route: Reading, Portland, Ballantoy, Dorsey, so on down towards us. That wouldn't surprise me. So maybe we can build a big ambush of him on Reading. That would be very exciting. Yeah, I would be well into that. So let's reinforce Reading preemptively.
Moving to new station.
I had the same thoughts.
Plot new course.
Okay, everyone's going to stack up on Fleetwood now. And then we're going to move to Portland.
Incoming resistance transmission. You're welcome.
So 1, 5, 6, 2, all to Portland. Well, to stack up on Portland. Okay, Blaney. Blaney, our least defended station by far, has come under some attack. We quickly build some imploder turrets. Some inverter turrets. We've got the economy for this. Yep, Blaney's fine. Is everyone ready for this? Okay, 5's moving into position, so unloading 1 and 6. That nice construction facility. I'm not going to get that, but
Bringing squads into line.
Substantial enemy presence in our territory.
well, it's important.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. Praetorian Guard, yeah, they see what I'm up to. They're like, no, you're coming within striking distance of the Homeworld. No, thank you. But we've got such a strong offensive fleet now. We've got all this technology. The reason I'm not spending this is because we want to keep flexible in case something goes wrong. We can quickly go and spend technology to shore up a defense. But I could buy one of these cheaper technologies. This would be a safe thing to do. So I could, for instance, take some splash. Let's take splash. This is nice to kill some of the Praetorian Guard here. I don't think the AI was expecting us to have quite so many things suddenly turn up in Portland. Yeah, relatively significant destruction of the Praetorian Guard there. I think Grantham would actually be worth moving into. It's next to Reading, and it prevents the AI from building quite so many reinforcements there. Yeah, everywhere is safe, economy's great. This is going to be all offense because of that. Yeah, so straight into Grantham.
Massive incursion into our territory.
And yeah, the Praetorian Guard are going to start running straight away. But we'll just clear up all these guard posts and things. I'm kind of hoping... Oh, here we go, Praetorian Guard's attacking. Good. Opportunity to fight the Praetorian Guard. What I'd really like to do is draw out some of the Warden fleet and the Hunter fleet as well, because they do still have quite a lot of threats built up, hiding around, that they can use flexibly. So provoking fights that I can win while my economy's good, you know. That's the name of the game right now. Keep the pressure on, keep destroying the AI, because the AI has budgets for various things, so I want to keep taking away their budget, basically. Forcing them to use it up. Some good, efficient destruction. And we're going to go for another tech increase. ways. We could get the sniper frigates and dark mirrors to be stronger. Or we could take raid, and this is interesting because it would kind of be a reward for the vicious raid frigate, but it wouldn't affect any of our turrets, so I think I can't really justify it. This would increase our ambush turrets, which is obviously excellent. And artillery would do the Holocene, but they're only on our fortress. So I think I'm going to take one level of ambush, which upgrades some of our snipers and our ambush turrets. But having better snipers is nice in the meantime. Okay, Grantham's looking good. Are we going to move into Hounslow and just keep this attack going? I think so, once we've taken Grantham, which we have.
On our way. Tactical advance to battle.
Alright, looking good, boys. Gonna take them off free roam, we're just gonna drop into Hounslow.
New track online.
Secure the area on the other side of the wormhole. Hunter fleet's running away, but there is plenty of stuff that is reacting to us. Always want to be destroying the AI piecemeal. Quick look at the time.
New B-rings plotted.
Starting now.
They've had yet another skip ahead here,
Resistant cell strike successful.
where I've managed to lose a chunk of the recording. It's very unfortunate that this has happened twice. I think the problem is that my pause and unpause key is sometimes not working, and so I'm pausing the recording, doing something, unpausing it, but then I'm not actually unpausing it. Yes, that's not great. Let me just check this definitely is running. Yeah, recording. Okay, so to summarize what I've been doing, I've been fighting some exo fleets and using up hack points. I had a lot of hack points, so I used them up picking off some old stations and things, and getting various new ships for my offensive and defensive fleets. That's more or less it. I came somewhat close to being in trouble because some nasty exo fleets caused by the hacks, particularly hacks in Limvady, ended up attacking my homeworld, but they didn't manage to do that much damage. So everything was fine in the end. This does mean that you've missed out on a bunch of gameplay, but it wasn't particularly thrilling gameplay. So I'm going to keep Fleet 4, which has got 94 strength, home, and then again my offensive fleet is going to be the Tortoise, the Spire, and Fleet 1, and Fleet 2, which is just the factory. And we are going to go and...
Nav systems have been updated.
Hold on, I've just sent 4 to the wrong place. You can just hang out in Minster. So we're going to go to Dorsey and basically headed back so that I can attack the remaining AI brain. I've destroyed some of its guard posts. I don't know if that footage was lost or not, but I destroyed some of the guard posts.
Massive incursion into
Destroyed
our
a
territory.
dire Brutal Guardian outpost, Brutal Guardian lair. How many dire guard posts have we got left to kill? We have got 8 left to kill, so we'll kill those 8 and then we have to fight the Overlord, and then we will be done. And that will be next video. I'm not going to finish the game this video, but I am going to kill this Hunter Seeker.
Bomb or two? Use 3.
You can see lots of these systems have turned grey now because the pink AI has just killed the red AI that was living here, or the other way around, but the pink AI hasn't repopulated them yet. Ooh, we've got a Phoenix hanging out near Wareham, something to keep an eye on.
Expecting everything to go dark any minute now.
Very low energy at the moment. Can we build some? We've got a great metal economy, so we can build some more matter converters, I think. Let's build some at Limvady. Oh, yep, we're allowed 3. There we go.
The death of success.
Bloop. That's our energy buffer put up. He's going to escape to Ballantoy, okay. Well, I don't want to...
Moving out.
Don't want to go directly after him, so I'm just gonna...
Human resistance cell retreating.
New bearings plotted.
get my guys hanging out near Ballantoy.
Right away. Sure.
Major enemy force in our territory.
These tentacles are dying anyway, so I thought I may as well send them in.
Very well, sir.
5, 6, 1 and 2. In you go.
Absolutely.
Whoa! Enemy Praetorian Guards. Holy cow. It's not that frightening. It looks like a lot more than it is. They're not actually stacks of ships, they're just individual ships. But a nice opportunity to kill some enemy Praetorian Guard, I guess. Always into that. I'm going to pause and let this... It's got a bit laggy, so I'll let it catch up. Hopefully I'm not going to lose any more footage. Alright, we have got a Malgrim with its big beam cannon. I don't find them terribly scary. They do a lot of damage with their beam, but and their drones are annoying, but they're not very scary. Alright, we're going to Portland.
Enemy launching major offensive.
We've kind of ended up fighting all the way through this, but fighting all the way over to get to Reading, and then we're going to make another push to the planet. But once I get to Reading, I'm just going to end the video there. I'm kind of just looking to clear out these annoying enemy forces that are hanging around. See, they're at Fleetwood. If I follow them to Fleetwood, am I going to get a chance to hit them? Yeah, maybe. Maybe, right? Let's do it. I do want to kill these Exo War units. I'm And I am destroying a lot of other stuff along the way. Okay, 1, 5 and 6. This is definitely a chance to kill this Malgrim. At the very least, this Malgrim's in serious jeopardy. Don't know if we'll get the Hunter Seeker. They're very tough. They're not that damaging, but they have a huge, huge, huge pool of health and shields. The Starfish is on him though. No, we're stripping it all away. Yeah, we got him. We got him. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay.
There's going to be a lot of scrap left for me to clean up.
Everyone to Reading. Gonna speed up to 2 times just to let everything get to Reading.
Absolutely. Taking up new voltage.
There we go.
We'll make it happen. We'll get it built.
And I'm going to take it back to normal speed. And that will be the end of the video. Sorry for all the lost footage in this one. I hope there was still kind of interesting things to see. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of me just cutting myself off and so on. Because I was having a bug with the recording. Thanks for watching. And next video we will go and kill the remaining enemy AI brain. And that will be the end of my campaign. Hope you've been enjoying it so far. Bye now.